Sabhaye Namaha. We know very well that Adi Parashakti is the root cause of the creation of this universe. She is only the cause of creating Trimurtis like Lord Brahma for creation, Vishnu for maintenance, organization, Lord Shiva for destruction. These three are called Srushti, Sthiti, Laya, Karakas. Among the three Murtis, we are going to discuss about Lord Shiva and his Tattva, philosophy. I chose the topic of Shiva's philosophy. Shiva's philosophy is not an ordinary one. It is not to be explained in 1 hour. See, days together we can say, we can describe, we can talk about Lord Shiva and his philosophy. But I made 2 parts of Shiva's philosophy to bring to the notice of viewers how Lord Shiva and his family, what are the functions of their divine duties, etc. in 2 parts. When we see Lord Shiva, who is also called as Bola Shankara, easily accessible to all the devotees. Even chanting his name itself, he will appear. He will fulfill the desires of his devotees. Lord Shiva meant for not only destruction, even he does creative work and organizing work also. Shiva denotes all his purified duties for the sake of the welfare of the 3 worlds. All the 3 worlds are bowed down at the feet of Lord Shiva voluntarily. Even the so-called demons we see in especially Valmiki Ramayana, that means Ravana, whom we found a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So many demons, they worshipped Lord Shiva and attained their desires. It may be destructive or any so. Later they got their consequences while they were not used in a proper way. Whatever that, Lord Shiva is easily accessible, easily approachable also. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya is a Panchakshari mantra. He who with devotion recites these Panchakshari called Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Lord Shiva himself appeases easily and pleases also same way. In this regard, we have to know the detailed description of Lord Shiva and his philosophy thoroughly to attain moksha. Lord Shiva is an embodiment of giving the boons to his devotees who seek his shelter, Sharanagati. Such holy 5-lettered mantra Namah Shivaya brings forth to fulfill our ambitions, aims, and life-oriented goals and targets. In such a way, we have to worship Lord Shiva to get the blessings of him along with Goddess Parvati, even his sons Lord Vinayaka, Lord Subramanya. All the family members of these four easily approachable, easily accessible to all the devotees who worship them constantly. Today we are going to understand the Shiva's philosophy in part 1. Before that prayer, Tridalam Trigunakaram Trinetran Kshatriyayudham Trijanma Papa Samharam Ekabilvam Shivarpanam. We bow with the folded hands to Lord Shiva, who is the Lord of the universe, means Jagatpati, world's teacher, means Jagat Guru, who is a destroyer of Tripuras, means 3 cities. Cities mean not like Bombay, Calcutta. The cities in our body, number 1, egoism, ahankara, lust, kama, and anger, krodha. These 3 called Tripuras. Who is the Lord of Goddess Uma, Gauri Shankar, and Ganga Shankar, who is full of light, Jyotirmaya, knowledge and bliss. Bliss means Chidanandamaya. Who is the Lord of Yogins, that's why he is called Yogeshwara. Who is a storehouse of knowledge and who is known by various names as Mahadeva, Shankara, Hara, Shambhu, Sadashiva, Rudra, Shulapani, Bhairava, Uma Maheshwara, Nilakanta, Trilochana, Triambaka, Vishwanada, Chandrasekhara, Ardhanarishwara, Nilalohita, Paramashiva, Digambara, Dakshinamurti. So many thousands of names can be uttered by deep devotion to appease Lord Shiva. Shiva mantras and stotras are denoting the value of its essence. What are they? How merciful Lord Shiva is, how loving and kind he is. He even wears the skulls of his devotees as a garland around his neck. He is an embodiment of renunciation, mercy, love, and wisdom. It is a mistake to say that he is a destroyer. Lord Shiva in reality is a regenerator. Whenever one's physical body becomes unfit for further evolution in this birth, either by disease, old age, or other causes, he at once removes this rotten physical shell and gives a new, healthy, vigorous body for further quick evolution. He wants to take all his children to his lotus feet quickly. He desires to give them his glorious Shivapada. It is easier to please Shiva than Hari. A little love and devotion, a little chanting of his Panchakshara is quite sufficient to infuse delight in Shiva. He gives boons to his devotees quite readily. How large is his heart! He gave Pashupatasra to Arjuna without difficulty for his little penance. He gave a precious boon to Bhasmasura. In Kalahasti near Tirupati, he gave darshan to Bhakta Kannappa, the devoted hunter who plucked his 2 eyes to replace the weeping eyes in the Murti. In Chidambaram, even the untouchable outcast saint Nandan had darshan of Lord Shiva. He ran with tremendous speed to make the boy Markandeya immortal. That's why he is called Mrutyunjaya. When he was in the clutches of the god of death Yama, Ravana of Lanka pleased Shiva with his Sama chantings. He initiated the 4 virgin youths Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara into the mysteries of Jnana in the form of Guru Dakshinamurti. That's why we used to recite the shloka. Gurave sarvalokanam vishaje bhavaroginam nidaye sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye namaha. In Madurai, in southern India, Sundareshwarar, Lord Shiva assumed the form of a boy and carried earth on his head for a devoted lady for the sake of puttu, a kind of sweet meat, as wages when an ancient was erected in the Vaigai river. Look at the unbounded mercy for his devotees. When Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu went to find out the head and feet of Lord Shiva, he assumed an infinite, expansive blaze of light, mean Jyotirmaya Swarupa. They were baffled in their attempts. How magnanimous and self-effulgent he is. He lived in the house of Pattinattu Swami in southern India for several years as his adopted son and disappeared after giving him a small note. Even broken needle will not follow you after your death. The reading of the very second with sincerity to realize God, Lord Shiva, Hatha Yogins awaken the Kundalini Shakti that is lying dormant in the Mooladhara Chakra, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha and Ajna, and join it with Lord Shiva at the Sahasrara, the 1,000-petaled lotus at the crown of the head. They drink the nectar of immortality, Shiva Jnana Amrutam. This is termed Amruta Shrava. When the Shakti is united with Shiva, full illumination comes for the yogi. Lord Shiva represents a destructive aspect of Brahman. That portion of Brahman that is enveloped by Tamoguna Pradhana Maya is Lord Shiva, who is all pervading. That's why he is called Ishvara, and who also dwells in Mount Kailasa. He is a Bhandar or storehouse of wisdom. Shiva minus Parvati, Kali or Durga is pure Nirguna Brahman. With Maya, Parvati, he becomes the Saguna Brahman for the purpose of pious devotion of his devotees. Devotees of Rama must worship Lord Shiva also. Rama himself worshipped Lord Shiva at the famous Rameshwaram. We can see there, Rama worshipped the Shivalinga at Rameshwaram. Lord Shiva is a Lord of ascetics, means saints, and Lord of yogins, robed in space, means Digambara. His Trishul, means trident, that is held in his right hand represents the three gunas, Sattva, Raja and Tamas. That is the emblem of sovereignty. He rules the world through these three gunas. The Damaru in his left hand represents the Shabda Brahman. It represents Om, from which all languages formed. It is he who performed the Sanskrit language out of the Damaru sound. Lord Shiva and his worship is peculiar. The wearing of the crescent moon on his head indicates that he has controlled the mind perfectly. The flow of Ganga represents the nectar of the immortality. Elephant represents symbolically the vritti, means pride. Wearing the skin of the elephant denotes that he has controlled pride. Tiger represents lust. His sitting on the tiger skin indicates that he has conquered lust. His holding deer on one hand indicates that he has removed the chanchalata, means fickle-minded. Deer jumps from one place to another swiftly. The mind also jumps from one object to another object. His wearing of the serpents around the neck denotes wisdom and eternity. Serpents live for a large number of years. He is Trilochana, the three-eyed one, in the center of whose forehead is the third eye, the eye of wisdom, Jnana Netram. Nandi, the bull that sits in front of Shivalinga, represents Pranava, I mean Omkara. The Linga represents Advaita. No difference between Jiva and Paramatma. That is called Advaita of Lord Shankaracharya. The glory of the name of Lord Shiva cannot be established through reasoning and intellect. It can certainly be experienced or realized only through devotion, faith, and constant repetition of the name and singing his hymns with bhava. Every name is filled with countless potencies or shaktis. The power of the name is ineffable. Its glory is indescribable. The efficiency and inherent shakti of name of Lord Shiva are unfathomable, cannot be measured. The mind is purified by constant repetition of Shiva, Stotra and names of Lord Shiva. The stotras are filled with good and pure thoughts. Repetition of the hymns to Shiva strengthens good samskaras. Another benefits of Shiva mantras and stotras. Just as fire has a natural property of burning inflammable things, so also the name of Lord Shiva has the power of burning the sins, samskaras and vasanas, and bestowing eternal bliss and everlasting peace on those who repeat the name of Lord. Just as burning quality is natural and inherent in fire, so also the power of destroying sins with their very root and branch and bringing the aspirant into blissful union with the Lord through Bhava Samadhi is natural and inherent in the name of God. Oh friends, take refuge in the name of Shiva, sing his hymns. Nami and name are inseparable. Sing Lord Shiva's hymns incessantly. Remember the name of the Lord with every incoming and outgoing breath. In this Iron Age, Namasmarana or singing the hymns in the form of stotra is the easiest, quickest, safest and surest way to reach God and attain immortality and boundless joy. Glory to Lord Shiva, glory to his name. Ravana propitiated Lord Shiva by his hymns. Pushpadanta pleased Lord Shiva by his celebrated stotra, Shiva Mahimna Stotram, which is even now sung by all the devotees of Shiva throughout India and obtained all Aishwarya, Siddhis and Mukti. The glory of the stotras of Shiva is indescribable. You must all sing the hymns of Lord Shiva and obtain his grace and salvation, means moksha, not in the unknown future, but right now in this very second. You can please Lord Shiva easily. Fast on the Shivaratri day. If you cannot do this, take milk and fruits. Keep a perfect vigil on the whole night and sing his stotras and repeat Om Namah Shivaya. May the blessings of Lord Shiva be upon you all. Lord Shiva is in pure, changeless, attributeless, all-pervading, transcendental consciousness. He is inactive, means Nishkriya Purusha. Prakriti is dancing on his breast and performing the creative, preservative and destructive processes. When there is neither light nor darkness, neither form nor energy, neither sound nor matter, when there is no manifestation of phenomenal existence, Shiva alone exists in himself. He is a timeless, spaceless, birthless, deathless, decayless. He is beyond the pace of opposites. He is the impersonal absolute Brahman. He is untouched by the pleasure and pain, good and evil. He cannot be seen by the eyes, but he can be realized within the heart through devotion and meditation. Shiva is also the Supreme Personal God when he is identified with his power. He is the omnipotent, omniscient, active God. He dances in supreme joy and creates, sustains, and destroys all our bondages, limitation, and sorrows of his devotees. He is the giver of mukti, or the final emancipation. He is the universal self, He is the true self of all creative creatures. He is a dweller in the cremation ground, in the region of the dead, those who are dead to the world. The jivas and the world originate from him, exist in him, are sustained and rejected by him, and are ultimately merged in himself. He is the support, source, and substratum of the old world. He is an embodiment of truth, Satya, beauty, Saundarya, goodness, Saukya, and bliss, Ananda. He is a Satyam, Shivam, Shubham, Sundaram, and Kantam. He is a God of gods, Deva Deva. He is a great deity, Mahadeva. He is a God of many, Prajapati. He is the most easily pleased. That's why he is called Ashutosha. He is accessible to all. Even the untouched Chandalas and the illiterate rustics can approach him. He is the source of all knowledge and wisdom. He is an ideal yogi and Muni. He is the ideal head of an ideal family with Uma as his devoted wife. Lord Subramanya, the brave general of strength and courage. Lord Ganesha, the remover of all our obstacles. Sadashiva, at the end of the Pralaya, the Supreme Lord thinks of recreation of the world. He is known by the name Sadashiva. He is the root cause of creation. From Sadashiva, creation begins. In Manusmriti, he is called Swayambhu. Sadashiva is unmanifested. He destroys the tamas caused by Pralaya and shines as the self-resplendent light, bringing forth the five great elements, etc., into being. The Shiva Purana says that Shiva is beyond both Prakriti and Purusha. Shiva is Maheshwara. He is a witness, well-wisher, and nourisher of all beings. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Upadrashtanumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. Maheshwara conducts the work of creation according to his will and pleasure. The Veda says, Mayam tu prakrutim vidhi Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. No Prakriti to be Maya and Maheshwara to be the wielder of Maya or Prakriti. The Shakti of Shiva works in two different ways called Mula Prakriti and Daiva Prakriti. Mula Prakriti is Apara Prakriti from which the five elements and other visible objects and Antakarana are evolved. Para Prakriti is a Chaitanya Shakti which converts the Apara Prakriti and gives name and form to it. Apara Prakriti is called Avidya and Para Prakriti is Vidya. The controller and dispenser of these two Prakritis is called Lord Shiva. Shiva is distinct from Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Let us get Shiva Tattva. Lord Shiva is a Lord of innumerable crores of Brahmanas or Brahmanandas or worlds or Brahmandas. Ishvara united with Maya gives rise to Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra out of Rajas, Sattva and Tamo gunas respectively under the command of Lord Shiva. Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra are the trinities of the world. There is no difference among the trinities Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra. By the command of Maheshwara, these three do the creative, preservative and destructive duties of the world. The work of all the three deities is done enjointly They all have one view and one definite purpose in creating, preserving, and destroying the visible universe of names and forms. He who regards the three deities as distinct and different, Shiva Purana says, is undoubtedly a devil or evil spirit. Lord Shiva, who is beyond the three gunas, Maheshwara, has four aspects: Brahma, Kala, Rudra, and Vishnu. Shiva is support for all the four. He is a substratum for Shakti also. Shiva is distinct from Rudra, included in the trinities. Rudra is really one, though according to different functions. He is considered to have 11 different forms. The first phase of Shiva does Krida or play. The second does penance. The third destroys or dissolves the world. The fourth protects the people. And the fifth, being knowledge, fully covers the entire universe by its power. He is Ishana, the creator and promoter of all beings from within. The first form of Shiva is the enjoyer of Prakriti as a Kshetrajna Purusha. The second is a Tatpurusha resting in Sattva Guna, rooted in Bhogya Prakriti, the Prakriti ever joyed. The third is Ghora, is rooted in the eightfold Buddhi like Dharma, etc. The fourth is Vamadeva, rooted in Ahankara, and the fifth is Sadyojata, the presiding deity of the mind. The eight forms of Shiva are Sarva, Bhava, Rudra, Ugra, Bhima, Pashupati, Ishana, and Mahadeva, rooted respectively in earth, water, fire, air, sky, Kshetrajna, sun, and the moon. Ardhanarishwara Brahma was unable to create and bring forth creatures from his mental creation. To know the method of creation, he did tapas. As a result of his tapas, Adya Shakti arose in Brahma's mind. Through the help of Adya Shakti, Brahma meditated upon Triambakeshwara. Pleased by the penance of Brahma, Lord Shiva appeared in the form of Ardhanarishwara, half male and half female. Brahma praised Ardhanarishwara. Lord Shiva then created from his body a goddess by name Pramashakti. Then Brahma said to the goddess Pramashakti, "It was not able to bring forth creatures by my mental creation. Though created the Devatas, yet they could not multiply. Therefore, I wish to bring forth creatures by intercourse. Before your appearance or till now, I was not able to create the endless female species. So, O Devi, be merciful and take birth as a daughter of my son, Daksha." He is considered world teacher. The most auspicious and useful work beneficial to mankind ever carried out by Lord Shiva is to impart the knowledge of yoga, bhakti, jnana, etc. to the world. He blesses those who deserve his grace and who cannot get out of samsara without Lord Shiva's grace. He is not only the world teacher but also an ideal example to Jivan Mukta or the sage. He teaches by his very actions in his daily life. Lord Shiva and his worship be described. Pashupata Yoga, uniting the self with the true Shiva Tattva by the control of the senses, is real wearing of bhashma. Because Lord Shiva, through his third eye of wisdom, burnt passion to ashes. The meditation of pranava should be done through japa. One should attain the real jnana, yoga and bhakti by steady practice. In the heart, there is a 10-petaled lotus. It has 10 Nandis. It is a Jivatman's abode. This Jivatma lives in a subtle form in the mind and its Chitta or Purusha itself. One should ascend to the moon by cutting open or transcending the Dasakni Nadi by the regular practice of yoga as instructed by the Guru and practicing dispassion, righteousness and equality. The moon then gradually attains fullness as it gets itself pleased with the sadhaka on account of his irregular application in yoga and purification of nadis. In this state, the sadhaka overcomes walking and sleeping state and through meditation merges himself in the object meditated upon this waking state itself. Thus, we can describe the greatness of Lord Shiva in detailed way. श्रीकांताय कल्याण निधे निधेनाम श्री वेंकट निवासाय श्रीनिवासाय मंगलम मंगलाशास्त्र प्रेमदाचार्य पुरोगमैः सर्वैश्च पूर्वैराचार्यै सत्कृतायास्तु मंगलम्.